that's the difference.
Hey, and it made me, you mentioned him, Bill got 11 rings.
Yep.
And see, it goes deeper, cause Bill comes through a time when these racists dominated shit. They used to throw bricks and have to sneak in town to play.
And look at it, some people don't even work on their mental, like studying the mental part of the game. Bill got 11 rings. You even told me Wilt used to give him 30 on his ass, but Bill got the rings, and Bill must have know the game because Bill was the coach.
And I bet you Wilt looked up to Bill. I think they both, like Moss and Rice, probably respect one another. And Bill and Wilt, they respect each other, even though their philosophy of life was different. And I know Bill used to look at Wilt like, cause Wilt on the cover of a magazine, stressed out, talking about, I fucked about 10,000 bitches. You see what I'm saying?
And Bill wasn't about that.
But Bill probably said, look at this nigga. Cause see, Bill was a militant, revolutionary type guy.
Bill was one of the ones, along with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Jim Brown, who came to Ali aid.
Yeah, Wilt ain't gone.
Hell no, Wilt was getting some head.
But I give Wilt.
But I give Wilt, any man that's confident with living his life, no matter what, right or wrong, that was Wilt.
See,
he was being him.
I know I saw Wilt play and every week, cause at one time they mainly showed, cause TV was in its infancy. So the game of the week, it was the game of the week. Now you turn the station and see basketball all the way. But it seemed to be the Celtics or the Lakers, and they had a few other little big men. They might show them every once in a while, but they couldn't fuck with Bill or Wilt. Wilt really used to crush Bill, man, because he was just too big for the motherfucker. But Bill, when it count, like you were saying, Rice got them rings. When the count came to the big every year, Wilt was going home. And Bill was climbing up on the podium to accept the big ring.
Big ring.
But I'm gonna tell you, Wilt, them motherfuckers couldn't stop Wilt, man.
Casino was explaining his top 5 NBA teams in history. Of course, I don't know, he a little biased because he had Pistons, but he said the number 1 team he thought was the Bad Boys, and he gave this story of the league. They wasn't a part of the fix. They kind of rebelled against the league, and they showed that on 30-30 when they wore the Raiders gear, and the league wasn't fucking with them. And you know, the little politics, and Isaiah and them said, you know, we gonna wear an NFL team, and the symbol was the NFL. The Raiders was the only team to sue the NFL and rebelled against them. And the league ended up saying, man, we can't stop this. We gonna have to get with it, because they wasn't really with the bad boy shit. But like you said, the dirty shit Byrd and them used to do, them niggas probably said, man, we can't take this no more, and fight back. Cause them niggas had a real rivalry from seeing the Chief chop my horn. You know what I'm saying? Woo! But
hey,
the point I'm getting at is,
it was getting critical.
One of the top 5 teams he mentioned, I think it was the 72 Lakers. And he was just talking about how Jerry West was just great, and Gail Goodrich, what's up? Gail Goodrich, and veteran Wilt. I was like, them motherfuckers was stacked. You know what I'm saying? You got Jerry West, who's the NBA symbol, and they was just saying that was one of the greatest backcourts in the history, him and Gail, and the veteran Wilt. And just the year before, they were saying Elgin Baylor retired because he was in injuries. So that means Jerry West played with Wilt and Elgin Baylor too. Hey, them motherfuckers had a crush. That might be the first super team.
That motherfucking West, they called him Mr. Clutch. You talking about showing up for the big game. Motherfuckers couldn't check that white man. And he Goodrich was a scorer, but that motherfucker West, I hated that motherfucker because he was so good and he was a white motherfucker.
What was his style of play? Because he was a point guard, right?
Not with Gail Goodrich.
Oh, so Gail was the point guard.
He was 6 foot. He was shorter than
Jerry West.
Jerry West, and Jerry West was back then considered a big guard. I don't know exactly. He was at least 6'2", 6'4".
So was Jerry just a shooter, or he'd go to the basket?
He was a scorer. He was one of them motherfuckers from West Virginia, country boy strong, don't give a fuck. They tell a nigga kiss his ass and that type of shit.
Oh, he ain't had no fear.
he was backed by the Ku Klux Klan.
So during that time, Wilt was getting older. The offense was through Jerry West and not Wilt. And Casino was saying Elgin Baylor probably one of the best scorers in history too.
Yeah, Elgin was the first motherfucker that they gave credit for being a modern forward. Like, he was Dr. J before Dr. J came in the league. Elgin used to do little freaky shit. If y'all look at it now, it's probably, y'all was saying, look at this bound. But before that time, you see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
For that time, Elgin was doing shit that white people had never. Like I said, the league used to be white, but then when they started bringing black niggas in there, blacks are the ones that get. See, they talking about they should turn the logo to Mike flying like this. You know how you got the Nike symbol.
Jumpman.
But Jerry West, that nigga could play with. He'll crush these niggas today, man. That nigga couldn't be fucked with, but time has changed. The game has changed, so you know. But back then, that nigga made the All-Star team every year. He played fucked up.
Jerry West.
When you talk about Bill and you talk about Wilt, we had to talk about Jerry West and Oscar Robertson. Yeah. And some people still say Oscar Robertson would be first team.
When it's all said and done.
With his whole game, Oscar was a guard who led the league in rebounding one year. That said all. He was Wade plus 1 or 2. Wade played the game sort of like Oscar, but Wade wasn't Oscar, man. Wade wasn't as big as Oscar. Oscar was one of the first. Like, you gotta remember, we black folks was coming out of, we wasn't used to getting credit for what we knew we could do. You know, I grew up admiring Oscar, because Oscar used to be my favorite player of all time. I'm glad the Milwaukee Bucks picked him up and helped Lou Alcindor get that ring. And it got Oscar a ring before he left, because he didn't have no ring, because he played for Cincinnati.
The Royals.
Yeah, he played for them motherfuckers. And every year they come close, but they couldn't get by Bill. They couldn't get by the Celtics. Him and Jerry Lucas, who eventually he got a ring with the Knicks.
He a white boy though, right?
White boy, funny shooting white boy, but you let him get it off, that shit a hit. He played with Walt Frazier, Clyde. He played with him and
Phil Jackson.
What's that name?
Reed.
Willis Reed. He played with that team. You know. And that was a classic team too, cause they played defense, man. Them motherfuckers be hacking motherfuckers, you know what I mean? But that's when they let niggas put their hand on your back and all that shit. That's the only way some of them white boys survive. they had the handshake because they niggas was freaking. White boy be you think?
What about this other guy they always talk about? Vaguely. Tiny Nate
Archibald. That's one that I looked at Nate. See, Nate just being a small guard. I be critical of the motherfuckers that make it, cause during that time I wasn't getting no chance, far as I was concerned. I'm gonna lead in with Nate was good, cause Nate, but you know, you heard me say them big motherfuckers can't check no little man, not no little man that's worth his shit. They couldn't check Nate, but Nate ain't never won nothing. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Nate be on teams. Nate make all-star teams, but his team be in about 4th place, 5th place and shit. He won them New York motherfuckers. So he had a following all the way up to the NBA. And I used to wish, man, I wish I was on the team. Nate scored 20, I scored 30. If you can follow what you asked me about Nate. Mm-hmm. Nate
played in the same era as Pete Mervis, right?
Yeah, all them motherfuckers, they either together or they played part of a man's career. They might not have came out at the exact same time.
Who was better, Pete or Nate, you think?
Pete Mervis, that motherfucker was a bad motherfucker, but they sacrificed their whole franchise to get Pete. Cause Pete averaged 44 in college, and Calvin Murphy averaged 40, and they was racing for the scoring title in college. But Pete, he had it made. He played for his father. LSU, where Shaq went, and their strategy, Pete's father's strategy was to get his son to be the leading scorer in college and project that shit
into the league.
Now to project it was a money-making scheme. Mm-hmm. But Pete Mervis, he could handle that ball. He a Hall of Famer. But like you say, I'm gonna take it to this, like you say, and in the end, Randy got 0 ring. Pete ain't got no ring. You know what I mean? Pete ain't come close to getting no ring. Pete, the Atlanta Hawks.
And they said KD didn't even give the Wizards a meeting at all. Like he didn't even consider coming.
I'm telling you, I knew when they started talking about him going maybe to Golden State, and then they were saying what could happen. He may wind up with the Lakers because niggas want to go to Hollywood, or he could go to New York, but that he ain't gonna get no ring. But I just could hear what they were saying.
Like one of the comments, remember I told you I already posted my little sports jump. Somebody put, I lost a little respect for KD on this move. He just like sold out for a ring. And the fact he didn't even get a Wizards a meeting is fucked up too. He chose the easy way to a ring. These new NBA niggas don't want to earn rings no more. They figure let's team up and win the ring that way. That's what I respected about the old school NBA. They wanted to beat the best players, not team up with them. But hey, it's all about the money and ratings now. They gotta keep them ratings up. Shaking my head, man. I could've go all day about how rigged the NBA is and all that shit. But what's the point? My favorite player retired, Kobe. And I said I was gonna become a KD, but not after this move. I can't support that. I'll just stick with whoever doing good on my Lakers.
But the what's gonna be funny, I'm just gonna sit back and see what happens with that KD shit. Just like Aldridge going to San Antonio, they were projected to win that shit. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And those moves don't always work. Cause they also was talking about KD. Maybe he could go team with Aldridge and
That's one of the teams that interviewed him.
that's what I'm saying.